Welcome back, everyone. I'm kind of down in a noisy environment as my remodel goes on, but wanted to show you this Browning Automatic 5 or Browning Auto 5 or just the A5 as sometimes they're called. This is an original Browning, and this is going to be the first of a two-part series, and the reason that is I'm planning on having this firearm restored. In its present condition, it's probably worth in the $500 to $600 range, but I'm going to have it restored by Art's Gun Shop. Art Isaacson. I'm going to send it out to him and his crew, and that'll be the second part of this series, showing the results of what it comes back like. He's very well known, reputable restorer of Browning firearms, and he's the one I'm going to trust to do the restoration on this old firearm. And the reason I'm going to have it done is part of the historical significance of it. These old long action Browning A5s are becoming collector's items, and the modern ones bear a resemblance to the new ones in looks only. They are not the same internally at all, and they're probably more suited for modern sporting ammunition. For instance, this one can only take 2 3/4 inch shells, it's a 12 gauge, and it cannot shoot steel shot. This one was made in 1952, and I'll bring it here and we'll take a closer look at it. And 1952 is significant because that was the first year that FN started making them again after World War II. They began in the very early 1900s of producing these firearms because John Browning took his design to Winchester, couldn't come to terms. Then he went to Remington, and Remington died while he was in the middle of negotiations on that, and was left to overseas proposition, which was FN, and they produced these guns up until World War II. Of course, Germany invaded Belgium, and production ceased until 1952 when this one came out, and Remington took over production of the A5. They were producing their own version of the Auto 5 then. I believe it was called the Model 11, if I'm not mistaken, and they produced this one, the A5, alongside of it for a few years until the end of World War II, and after recuperation efforts, and they began assembling them again. And this is smack dab from the middle of 1952. You can see it's in reasonably good condition for its age. It's got a few problems. We'll bring it here. Let me step around the camera, and we'll take a closer look at some of the engraving that's present on it. My light's not the best down here, so I apologize for that, but I wanted to get this video made before I sent it off. Take a closer look at, and you can see the front bead is missing. It's because the previous owner had actually modified the front bead, put a new one on it, and the result was he had blacked it out, put this black epoxy all over it. It was not the original bead, so I'm not too worried about that, but he should be able to refresh the gun up. Checkering is in reasonably good condition. The engraving's in superb condition. There's very little, if any, pitting on the rifle. This is a plain barrel, has no vented rib. I'll show you the opposite side here. You can see the screws have quite a bit of wear on them. There's some wear to the stock, some small chips. Very pretty wood though. And let's get a shot of the butt plate too. Very elaborate Browning automatic FN butt plate. These are actually Asian water buffalo horn. So a superior quality firearm from that time period, and also very fun to shoot. The long recoil action with the barrel actually moves back as it's fired and recoils. If I can even move it, I can't. There we go. We got it to move. I don't know if you can see that, but I wanted to give a quick look at this firearm before I send it off, as I'm getting ready to do, and then we'll take another quick look at it. There's the magazine cutoff, as these have, which shuts off the magazine feed, and then you can just load a round into the chamber if you want to change loads as you're hunting. This has been through quite a bit. So there we have it. I wanted to make this to show what it looks like before I send it off to arts. A little more of the nice engraving that these guns have, if it'll focus up for us here. There we go. And we'll see what it looks like when we get it back from arts. Now, this is going to be a while, so have patience. These often have cracked forearms. This one does not. Just a few scratches. And we'll see, have a look and see what art can do with it. It should be looking like a brand new, off-the-shelf firearm from 1952. And it's going to take about 12 weeks, so as I say, have patience. He said about 12 weeks. Should bring the value of the gun up, I would suspect, into the $1,000 range. So should be well worth it as a family heirloom, or for the next owner of the gun to enjoy. So thanks for coming along. And we'll revisit this gun in about 3 months and see what we get back. Thanks for watching.